Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be listening to more Hawkwind, giving them a sort of second chance at redemption. If you don't know, I gave a first-time reaction to Hawkwind rather recently on the channel, and I had mixed reviews because I thought there were a lot of cool elements to what they were bringing to the table, this sort of atmospheric space rock using a lot of sci-fi elements and leaning a bit into the heavy, leaning a bit into the psychedelic. That immediately kind of stuck out to me and persisted throughout the entire listen. The only problem that I had was the mix. Unfortunately, everything sounded extremely grainy and gelled together, making it extremely hard to disentangle some of the instruments I was listening to. And if that were the only thing going on, then, I could just chalk it up to like, okay, bad remastering. But unfortunately, when that is paired with a lot of long passages that can be viewed kind of as monotone or more flat in terms of dynamics, then it ends up sounding like, okay, you have an extended period of melodic mush that, again, it's just hard to kind of parse through. So that's just the context that I'm going into today's reaction with, but I'm a very open-minded person. I would love Hawkwind to redeem themselves, and we'll find out today if they hit the mark. We're going to be checking out the song Spirit of the Age. This was requested by David, so thank you very much, my friend, for bringing some more Hawkwind to the channel. But now, let's just jump into it. Oh my god. That is a potent sound. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Definitely feels like 2001 Space Odyssey. Like you've opened the hatch, all of the gas kind of got emitted out. Now we're in some kind of control room. With a lot of staticky voices. But underneath it, I'm hearing a pulsing of guitar, I think. If any of you are interested in listening to like modern cinematic space rock, it's more leaning on the cinematic rock side than the space part. The space part comes in terms of the themes of their songs, but I would definitely encourage you to listen to this band Starset. Anyways. I'm sure Starset drew some of their influence from Hawkwind. Okay. Oh, I like the drumming there. It's almost like rotating chopper blade sound that I'm hearing. This also reminds me of that group God is an Astronaut, because they create very expansive tracks like this as well. You lean into the riff, you let it build. Creating something very experiential.
I would have liked you to have been deep frozen too, and waiting still as fresh in your flesh for my return to earth. But your father refused to sign the forms to freeze you.
Dude, I can't help but to be reminded of Rush whenever the lyrics in Hawkwind start being sung.
Let's see, you'd be about 60 now, and long dead by the time I return to Earth. On my time-held dreams were full of you, as you were when I left.
Interesting.
Still underage.
These lyrics are less sung, they're more kind of
Android
spoken.
replica is playing up again. Oh, it's no joke. When she comes, she moans another's name. That's the spirit of the age. 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 Ah, the spirit of the age. That's the spirit of the age. Ah, the spirit of the age. That is the spirit of the age. Spirit of the age.
Spirit of the age.
Identical to the others. Everything I say is in the same tone as my.
I will say that so far this song has felt the most, I would say like the mix of this is definitely the most audible to me. And because of, I'm assuming at least partially because of that, I'm able to pick up on way more of the nuances in the melody that I think otherwise would have gone missed, like in the previous reaction. Kind of still like they lean into the repetition, so it's not like you're getting a lot of dynamics, but I'm glad to be able to hear some of the melody in both the vocals and the underlying instrumentation.
Everything I say is in the same tone as my test tube brother's voice. There is no choice between us. If you had ever seen us, you'd rejoice in your uniqueness and consider every weakness something special of your own. Being a clone, I have no flaws to identify. But this doggerel that pours from my pen has just been written by another
like a computer-driven dystopia.
Word for word says, oh, for the wings of any bird other than a battery hen. That's the spirit of the age. 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 That's the spirit of the age.
This is 2009, so 17 years ago, they predicted where we are now, with all the technology, the AI, the future that's leading us to. That's the spirit of the age. Definitely reminds me of Rush, but you know, Geddy's voice is just so different. And instead of like going into these like solo kind of passages, we just expand on the universe that we've created with Hawkwind. I feel like Hawkwind may be better at creating aesthetics. These soundscapes that have you feeling the way you would feel in that environment, like if the world were brought to its knees by technology, isolating us and all of the negative ramifications.
Spirit of the age. Spirit of the age. Spirit of the age.
Nice re-emergence now.
Spirit of the age. Spirit of the age. Spirit of
It's flittering. There you have it. That is Spirit of the Age by Hawkwind. Huh. I think for a second time around, this definitely was above what I heard before. It was more digestible. I feel like I got the idea of the melody, and the world we were inhabiting wasn't so murky and dreary. So I think this is probably like my better introduction, I suppose, into Hawkwind. I feel more neutral about them now, just more holistically. Like, I think a lot of the same things that I mentioned before as like positives about Hawkwind kind of are echoed here, where when you find that riff pretty early on in the song, it just kind of gets repeated on and on and on with little slight variations in the background. So when it comes to like structure of a song like this, I just think of it as like you extend whatever sections you'd like to, like from a compositional perspective, you extend where you'd like to, you just continue to hammer home the point. And as they did, they even they brought back in the lyrics of Spirit of the Age. And because you have so many extended passages where you have no lyrics, you're just hearing the same riff or sound, you kind of get to exist in that medium, that happy medium where something may be on the horizon, but actually you have enough time to contemplate what all you've heard and experienced that it uniquely enough keeps you more present. And this is more of a high level point, but then we'll jump into some of the lyrics of Hawkwind. Oftentimes when you listen to very fast paced music with a lot of changing sections, a lot of instruments and virtuosity, that can be an overwhelming experience where you'll end up missing a lot and you can't properly digest all of it. Take it from me, I've done at this point almost 2,000 reactions as of recently. I listen to music all my life, and a lot of the harder music for me to like understand on a first pass has a lot of these complexities, right? And when you have something like this that is more flattened down, more simple, you can quickly get to understanding what's going on musically, and that allows your kind of directed focus to go towards the lyrics. And that for me was where I spent a lot of my own, like unknowingly, my mental energy in this song, kind of unpacking the meaning of what was going on here. And I feel like if I understood the song correctly, this song is about the overall loss, and maybe slow loss, but all of a sudden you'll notice it, of humanity in this ever-increasing tech-driven world. I mean, I don't need to tell you guys just how chronically online we all are. We stay connected to one another this way, and there's a lot of pros that come with that, also a lot of cons. And one of the major cons, in my estimation, is this perception that we are more together when in reality sometimes we are more isolated from one another. Because as lovely as these YouTube videos are, and I will be as honest as I can be always, it's not going to beat the same thing. If you and I were sitting in the room together listening to this song, that is going to be a vastly different reaction, listening experience than when I'm sat at my desk talking into my camera, and then you guys get to hear my thoughts asynchronously after the fact. It's just qualitatively a different thing, and the main division comes through the technology. Now that said, because geography is a thing, we may never have met one another had it not been for the technology. So as you can see, the cons and the pros, they always kind of coincide with one another. And the part with technology that can become scary, especially as you look at AI as the shining example of this, it can start to escape you. There's a sort of escape velocity when it comes to technology, and certainly the case with AI in lieu of AGI, artificial general intelligence. And once the technology starts to escape you, so too do the consequences of that said technology. It would be all well and good for us to like baby step our way towards progress, and through time, through study, through analysis and honest dialogue, figure out the impacts of these things. But with the technology that ends up disrupting society, it is a lot all at once, and our sci-fi poisoned brains will tell us it's the end of time. It's the end of it all. Humanity has seen its last happy day because of all of the potential negative externalities associated with this, looming threat of AI, HEI. And there's always going to be some level of existential threat that we societally face. Take this planet, for example. Imagine an asteroid barreling through the cosmos, happens to be directly in line with our planet, and then we're toast, right? There's little to nothing we can do about it. So why worry endlessly? That's the extreme of the other side. There is a balance to be made. Regulation, thoughtful consideration, and conversation, actually reflecting on how technology is impacting ourselves. Don't just take it from me. Like, truly ask yourself, how do you feel after you consume content, you engage with technology? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel more nervous? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel more informed? The likely answer to those questions may be yes to all of them, and then it becomes a trade-off that you'd like to make for yourself. So you don't have to throw everything out. You don't have to only engage in content online. There's a potential balance that should be struck. But yeah, it is a scary thing to lose our humanity. It's what we feel our identities are attached to. One source of solace that maybe I can give you guys is, I think us as humans, this is our physical form. I don't think it's actually who we are. There's many such philosophies and religions that will talk about what the meaning of life is, what is our role in this world, is there a self at all? And the way I think about it, if we exist, we are all connected in this ever complex ecosystem, in this universe. And with that unending complexity, we just have a fraction, we just have a slice within our own consciousness of the entirety of that universe. So what we are is larger than even we know. In different words, we are more divine than we understand. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction today. I would definitely now welcome more Hawkwind on the channel, so if you're interested in sending a reaction request my way, you can do so by scanning this QR code on your screen or hitting the first link in the description box below. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.